So we're on there. We're on there. Excellent connection, it says. Wasn't excellent a minute ago, was it? Cool. Okay, so we're back again. Fun and games. Fun and games. I have absolutely no idea what that was. My internet. And I'm just checking to make sure it is on. It's behind the monitor. Yeah, internet just seemed to decide it wasn't going to continue being internet. What was I going to do? I was going to punch some more trees. I better not punch those trees as they're sucking up pollution. And get us some more power poles. Cool. Or not cool. Right, yes. Yes, more power poles. And we want, really... Oh, run out. Coal altogether there. One more inch in there. We want more iron. We want some copper. We want to expand this. Do. And then... Cool. Yes. Thrown me, that has. Thrown me. Yeah, so I didn't... I sort of... It's a bit funny, a bit weird, actually. I sort of... I'd actually been playing a lot of the game, a lot of that save, just on Nalvis, messing about. Making... builds with the foundries on Nalvis and the EMPs and all that sort of stuff. And I got to that stream, well, very close to the point where it was kind of finished, essentially. I was done, you know, in terms of what the goal was, which is reaching the solar system edge and that. And I almost completely, totally lost interest. I'd not really had that before. I think part of it is I have been trying to catch up on like games I've missed and all sorts of stuff like that, but and I think my brain just went, right, Factorio's done now. Play somebody else. So yeah, I've been playing Lightyear Frontier and a game called Industria. Feel like coal. We'd better top up the power actually, hadn't we? Oops. Okay, plates aplenty. What about any coal? $99 stone bricks. 99 stone bricks on the wall. Got in the wall. What's our radar showing us? Not much. No patches detected. Okay. We can put that in. No, we can't. Ah, mining drills. Excellent. So let's get a couple of them made. Got some more belt. Might as well put all of our stuff in there, really. And what about power poles? We ended up with 26. Is that enough? It'll have to do. Just realised this is sort of in the way, really, isn't it? The way I've done that. And we didn't refresh the power anyway, so how about I kind of punt it along. Let's put some more coal in there for the time being. Oh, I've got research on the go. What do we want to do? I guess we should do lamps, so let's see what's going on. And yeah, let's do the military things. Cool. Copper. So, if we pop in... Oops, wrong thing. If we pop in, say, a miner along there, does that work? Yeah, you could do it be on one further up. Okay. But does that... Yeah, that's the edge of the patch. Get... Out on I go. Yes, I was going to build a second one of them. 2 more of them. We'll probably need a pipe. Make sure we got power poles. And a burner inserter. Get rid of these trees. I haven't made myself any armour yet, have I? No. Why does that look wonky? It is wonky. Not having that. Not your first power line being completely totally wonky. That won't do. Down here somewhere. Let's go. Yeah, so if we use this line to try and line up where we want the boilers, let's get rid of these trees as well. Somebody keeps putting trees in our way. Hello, the Albuquerque. Is this Vanilla 2.0? It is indeed, yeah, no mods at all. I'll probably be adding in elevated rails sort of once I've finished, so that I can build some blueprints with those, because I found them a bit of a struggle to work with in their like, normal way of doing things. But yeah, this is just going to be a vanilla playthrough, so I can check out how the game now plays with all the lovely quality of life stuff. I don't want them, I want them. Also assuming a lot of people haven't actually got the expansion. Right, got that there. Where did that go to? There we go. You there. Box. Power! Yeah, this is in the way because I ideally want to bring the belt down that way. Yeah, let's pull it up. At a stage where that's not too difficult. Don't really like the design anyway. Hello, X-Rail? Is this your first time with 2.0? No. Well, I suppose in a sense it is, but no, it's I played through Space Age. I finished just like a playthrough of that last week. But it's my first time. Yeah, I didn't have Space Age on at all in any of the like games I've been playing since it released, basically. So yeah, first time with that. I mean, I've done literally thousands of hours Factorio, so not my first time ever playing the game. Cool. So let's rethink that then. So and I said I wasn't going to use my blueprints, but it feels like I should do something thematically similar to how I normally do it, because it works quite well. So what would I normally do? I'd normally have separate assemblers. Let's just ghost that one in. In fact, I don't need to ghost that one. And then where have they got the inserters there? So we'll have one there, say. I'll get some lights. In fact, let's make a few lights. And then, let me think. So when I do these, and it works quite well, I can't remember what it is. It's like, I think, because that supplies 2 without any problems. I think that's how I do it. So I made the blueprint, like, you know, not years, it's exaggeration, but a long, long time ago. And so I can't remember how I put it together. You just sort of slap your blueprints down, don't you? In fact, why don't I do that? It's probably a bit tidier. And then, so if that's then iron and copper, a bit much copper. Yeah, that'll do. And then eventually that'll be the same thing. But we're not really at a stage where we need that. And put the power, put the radar there. Do we have, oh, we do have another assembler. Okay. What about, oh, we've got inserters as well. Okay, cheeky. And then that there. And then put that in. Put that in. Let's just dump them, oops, dump them in there. Obviously we're going to get green in a minute. So first time Vanilla 2.0. Yeah, I know. Yeah, many has watched you. Good. Hello, well, hello, Expect. Welcome, welcome. Sorry, I didn't say hello before. And hello to the Albuquerque as well. I think you're both having a good day. Obviously, one's on YouTube, one's on Twitch, so don't. Sometimes it's not obvious that, because I use the restream thing to do both at the same time, and because I don't tend to. I don't know. Just because there's, you know, obviously a small streamer, so I almost don't have a need to. You know, like streamers announce, you know, like whose comment they're reading out, sort of thing, and it's sort of a bit redundant. It's when there's only a couple of you watching. But yeah, I do wonder if it sounds like I'm basically, you know, you're watching on Twitch and there's like, who's he talking about? What's you know, where did what comment? Is he imagining things? Right, so that's a bit more iron plate. That's good. And then, did I grab the copper? Let's just grab it anyway. Nah. Loads of coal now. That's great. 140 stone bricks, so we can put in a little path to make this a bit quicker. How about we put it in? We're going to be coming over here a bit. Let's all put it in there. Make that a bit quicker. And then maybe sort down this way. But yes, I haven't played 2.0 on its own until today. But this is a rail world. I kind of figured let's at least do something I don't normally do. Okay. Military research done. Excellent. Let's get ourselves some undies, some fast inserters, and some green science. Tasty, tasty green science. Cool. So these will be the green science machines. Did I make any? I didn't make any. Oh, lots of toys. We've got toys. We like toys. Let's make a bit of... In fact, that's a point. Let's have a assembler somewhere making a bit of ammo. Shouldn't be too much problem. Say, my anticipation is attacks will come because of pollution, which I guess is probably spreading more widely than normal because we're on semi-desert and there's not too many trees. So we should probably go and have a look and see if there's anything that's going to get annoyed over there. Yeah, what was I going to do? I was going to make a little assembler. That's making... I need to make munitions. And let's just put it on the back there. Whoops. This could be our first experiment with parameterisation. This is the way I normally build them. Get some power poles as well. Oh, did I only put one miner down? But yeah, let's not do it for the second. Firearm magazines. I'm sure we'll make a gigantic number of magazines with 6 plates. It's been a while. No worries. Yeah, did I only put one? Oh no, I didn't. I put more than one miner down. I didn't put any belt down, did I? That's not going to help things. Let's see if we can work out give or take. This is a lot of belt, isn't it? That's a lot of belt. 108 just to there. Well, we've got 140 in total, so we're not going to make it. Bing bong bang. Ah, wrong place anyway. So that would be there. Oops. So we're going to need a lot more belt. I kind of assuming achievements carry over. Oh, I'm procrastinating in my space age run. I've researched all Liquido tech already, but got to scale up all planets to get quantum processes going smoothly. Started scaling up Gleba, and here I am 40 hours later. I didn't find... I mean, maybe it was just because I was playing slow, because I was streaming, but it didn't actually seem like you needed to scale up that... I mean, you need quite a few quantum processes, and obviously if you're going to do science properly, you know... I mean, I just sort of botched together, you know, a couple of... well, enough science packs to, you know, do a couple of the black sciences, but you're obviously going to need proper production for them then, but... I know they were really expensive, I thought, quantum processors, which was interesting, but it didn't really... I don't know, it didn't feel like you kind of needed as many as you sort of thought. Because they're literally sort of used in, you know, railguns, where you're not going to make hundreds of railguns. I guess you can maybe be rolling quality, you know, so you might need a lot. But railguns, and once you've got enough for your first platform, you're kind of sorted for a while. Getting your first interstellar type platform. And then you need them for the science. And of course, by that stage, you've probably got biolabs up and running. You've probably got, you know, lots of quality prod modules. So you actually get loads more than you think you would out of the Promethean. Okay, so let's kind of finish off a few more belts, because we want to chuck the iron in here, really. We made one firearm magazine. That'll make all the difference. Cool. I wonder if we've got any more brick. If we go maybe... What would be quickest if we go, say, just across the patch here. Yeah. Yes, so I'm not saying you don't need them. I'm just saying that to get the ball rolling, it was a lot less than I thought it was going to be, really. I think it would be, you know, I don't know. I keep saying I didn't feel like I'm burnt out, as it were, on Space Age or anything, but I did get a little sort of fatigued with it all, and it was a bit sort of. I'll know more of this type of thing. So yeah, maybe one day I'll return to it, sort of thing, and scale that base up. But it felt like I could quite easily start a new Space Age run as well as this one. I've also got about 3 other saves that I was playing on, doing other things, so I can always pick them up as well. Wait. I'm literally, whatever that is, 10 bits about or 5 bits about. So that's fasting skirters. Hopefully there's coal coming, no, is there? Ah, not. Oh, it's already run out. Let's see now if we go. That. Put you there. Oops. Oh, and I did have a third one. No, yeah. So let's go and have a look, see what's going on over here, just as a little check. Which planets were harder, to be honest, looking for mods that make their challenges, puzzles more intense. I've heard some people find ramping up the science multiplier, is it? I can't ever remember what it's called. Adds in a bit more of a, you know, makes it a bit tougher, as it were. But yeah, I can understand why you might feel it's a bit sort of easy in a sense, but it's one of those tricky things, isn't it? Because if you've not really played the game a lot, I think it is actually quite a big challenge. And see posts every day on, you know, I hate Glebber and Glebber's horrible, and then I don't understand how to do fog horror, and you know, because it's a big expansion, but you've got an audience that's both made up of, like, you know, people with literally thousands of hours who know the game inside out. And then new people who, you know, it could be their first playthrough could be Space Age, which I would not recommend. As I've said a lot, I would play the base game first. But yeah, difficult thing to balance. I'm sure the mods will come though. I've already seen people are doing new. Well, I think one I saw was a moon rather than a new planet, but I'm sure they'll come. I think last time I watched you was maybe 3 months ago. Are you streaming somewhere else too? I think I don't see what you're responding to, or maybe you're just talking. You should play fun mode. I'm not sure what fun mode is. Yes, sorry, Express. So I'm simultaneously streaming to YouTube and Twitch. So there's comments. Oh, someone is commenting on YouTube as well. So yeah, but it's always a dual stream. I never... Have I streamed just to YouTube? Well, I did originally, you know, way back in the day. But generally speaking, if I'm streaming on Twitch, how to phrase it, I would be, you know, I usually have a Twitch stream, and then, like, you know, YouTube is an optional on top, if you see what I mean. Big part of it was because, well, people asked me to, basically, to stream on YouTube. Because some people, you know, watch on VODs, basically. And there's usually a massive delay, to say the least, between when I do the streams and then when I was doing VODs, when that would come out. Because basically I have to trim off the front and the back and do a thumbnail and all that, and that takes me ages because well, partly because I'm rubbish, but also I just don't have the time, really. Oh, we don't got any copper. I see. I see. I see. Top that off. Cool, so plenty in there. So let's start maybe building that one up. Because if these were to be the green science, they would need what? In fact, could maybe do some tweaking around the size so that maybe put one in. What would it look like? Maybe do. I'm trying to come up with mad designs on the fly now. So maybe if that's there, that's there, and then we could have one of those be, say that's belts, and then that's like inserters maybe. So if that was belts, that's gears, that's inserters. Oops. And they could go in there. No. And then of course this also need, well, they both need iron and, oops, yes, but then you also need circuits, don't you? How am I going to do that? Maybe do, excuse me, maybe do it like that. Yeah, didn't quite reach that. Cool, so that's green. Oh, look, there's a new graphic for landfill. I hadn't realised that. Oh, I like that. That's quite good. Let's do what? Steel, because that's the big next one. So this would be circuits. We can do the green circuit, green sciences. So, what do we need? We need 15, 7, 3. So we need 2 more of them. And then, was it 7 of them? No, it's 15, wasn't it? So 5 and then run out. Okay, marvellous. Oh, hello, co-host. Oh, I see. It's expert on the other channel. YouTube person now. Cool. No worries. Go to the correct side of the chat. Do you only watch on YouTube then? Talking about hacking. May I recommend a mod? Yes, of course. You should play fun mode. Oh, Pyanodons. That is pretty challenging though. I'm sure you've heard of that before. Oh, so fun mode is Pyanodon, is it? Yeah, no worries. We don't have to. I mean, say it's just. I mean, a lot of streamers have the chat on the screen and all that sort of stuff, and I could link it to both and all those sorts of things. But I personally, as a viewer, don't really like seeing the chat unless it's like a just chatting stream. Which, I mean, I watch them once in a blue moon, but I'm sort of more. We don't really need any more coal, do we? More sort of a watching what the streamer's doing type, viewer rather than seeing the chat type thing. Cool. So a couple 100 brick. That's good. There weren't any biters out there, were there? No. But then there was also no resources. Oh, there we go. There's our first friends. Thankfully, they're on the side where there are trees, so that should be okay. And of course, there's no expansion. Cool. Let us restock all of that. Grab some more copper as well. Diddly 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 diddly. I sort of, because I watch streams on both. In fact, let's get another one of those in. I think it's about time. On honestly, I tend to prefer the YouTube interface and that sort of thing. But as I found when I first started streaming, discoverability on YouTube is horrendous. It's just not set up for people, you know, doing streaming, as it were. Oh, I never took the firearms out of there. I thought I did that. Anyway, we never top that up. Is it 4 for a... No, 2, isn't it? So if we put 200 in, we should get 100 back. Okay, and then... How many of these do we need? It was like 7, I think. Something like that. So we've got come in, inserters. Did I get the long-handed? Yes, I did. That's not powered, is it? Yeah, that's annoying. Maybe there instead? No. Messy. Don't like it. Messy. Them in. Them in. Them in. Oh, you've still not made them. And then one there. It's got no power either, is it? Ah, I'm on short. Okay. So then we're going to have a bit of iron, bit of copper. Let's just put in enough to kind of get things tickling along. That's capped, that's capped. But we need a whole load more. So this is going to be what? Green circuits? Must be. No, it can't be. That must be copper wire. Yeah. So then that'll make circuits. Awesome. Cool, so we've got a little setup. We really need to expand our production now, which probably means going to furnace stacks. Do I want to set another research going? I guess we could just pop on walls and repair packs for the time being. Yeah. Oh, fun mode is a different mod. Oh, okay. What's that about then? Is that just... I mean, is it ironic, as it were, as in it isn't all that much fun? You know, it's sort of tortury, or is it... It's just a strange... I guess it's a bit of a strange thing to call a mod. Fun mode. Oops. Cool. I guess we could top up the stone as well. Bing bong bing. Oops. Oh, did it again. Let's do a path here as we're walking around this part a lot. Okay. What we got? So we made a few walls. Steel is available. Excellent. Let's do a bunch more power poles. We could put some lights in so that you can see what's going on. And we need more miners. Actually, let's do 2, 3, 4 of those. Let's do 5 of them, bunch of them. 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. It's ironic, but so far I've received very glowing reviews, so it's not like real paint. Okay. I sort of wish I had marketed it differently since it's generally fun. Okay. Oh, is it? It's a mod you've made, is it? Perfect positioning. Right, so yes, let's get one going that will make us some. Oops. Stone furnaces, so that we can build a stack. Let's just pop you there. No, we need that to be powered as well, don't we? So if we put, oh, I didn't. I've got an assembler. Let's cancel that. Put it back in. So that's some repair packs. Let's get them on there. Did I even make a turret? I didn't, did I? Get you there. Cool. So that assembler needs to be there. Then we want a... Oops. And then... Do. And we'll give it 2 stacks. Let's just chill out on the research, because I'd rather it made me some belts and stuff if it's got some iron. And, you know, turn them into green packs. Because that's obviously trapped behind doing steel. We've not got any threats going on yet. And that requires steel to build it, so there's not any point doing it. Is that right? Yeah, steel. And then everything else is a green research. Cool. So, oh, right stuff. Oh. We can get rid of that one. Maybe put some of it in there. Let that chug away. Chug away. And we will put some more of these in. Oops. Okay, let's go on top. In fact, let's grab some more coal. Yes, I made it. So obviously, I'm going to be a bit biased, but I've top speedrunners enjoy it, and around a dozen finish, which I feel is a pretty compelling case for it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So is it like an overhaul mod, or I'll have a look at it, but if I probably download it and I'd give it a go maybe, but I guess the other question is it a space age mod? I mean, I guess it's a version 2 mod, is it? This is all out of everything, isn't it? Crikey. So let's go top him up. If I've only got no science on this, we'll just have a little bit in there, and then we want plenty in here. Oh, probably not that plenty, but some of them. And then top that off. It all just disappears so quickly, doesn't it? How many have we made? 10 odd. Okay. Let's get another iron one on the go. Oh, I've run out of stuff. Last iron one in. Missed. Doo-doo-doo. Right. So, advantage of the deserty type areas is you don't have to kill off chop down 1,000,000 trees in order to build anything. Obviously, disadvantage is the pollution spreading more quickly. Got another little friend over there. He's probably going to get hit first, but it's only one. One little nesticle. think probably furnace stacks in there, maybe? Let's see. Get these all chopped down. Cool. So, if we were to do, say, a second one of coal, have the iron coming up there, then this sort of range is where we would be starting, I think. Let's give ourselves a little bit of space. In fact, let's do it based on power poles. Yeah, it's an overhaul. No, it's not Space Age for version 2 though. Cool. I thought making it for Space Age would cause it to take too long. Yeah. That's a good point, actually. I hadn't really thought about that as being an issue as such, but it is, isn't it, really? Because any kind of... Yeah. I never really considered that, but... Because I was kind of thinking that, you know, full-on mods for Space Age might be a bit thinner, in a sense, than, you know, fewer of them than for the base game, because there's a smaller audience, essentially, that, you know, people aren't going to be quite so... Why have I put that on that side? That was dumb. I mean, it's only a blueprint, but... You know, that it's like, well, would I rather 100 people play the mod, or, you know, 1,000 people sort of thing, and... Because I'm not doing my usual thing, I'm having to think about this. Why don't I do my usual thing? Let's just do it that way. But yeah, the fact that it makes the game a lot more complicated is not something I even really thought about. So we would go, say, that way, that way, oops. And then... I love this new... There's all sorts of tiny little quality of life things that this just makes, you know, so much easier. Like pipetting anything. So, because what I used to have to do before, like if I wanted the red belts, red inserters, and I don't think you could pipette from this, but, you know, you'd have to basically put them on here. So you'd have to go do it, and then you could pipette with that. But the fact you can do it anywhere, even in like Factoriopedia, you know, you can just go boop, and there you go, got it. It's just such a nice little tweak. I did a poll on and I kind of realised I was writing the option, because you can only do 4 options anyway on a YouTube poll, which is just rubbish, frankly. But I was then like, wait. So, you know, I was trying to do, you know, what's your favourite quality of life thing, and it's like there are so many. That's just like a silly question. Because I couldn't even list out, or like, you know, without going, oh, what about? It's just ridiculous, really. What's that? 12, so that's 24. So we should be able to just double that. Oops. Gives us the 48. Wait. I don't want to do it that way anyway, do I? Or do I want to do the whole... I'm being very decisive because, as I say, I'm trying to do it without my blueprints, and obviously my blueprints have enshrined my way of doing things, really. So maybe if we do the more traditional send it down the back thing, you know, with the whole... You know, thing where you do the 2 splitters facing each other type job, and that belt then is the wrong way around. Let's do it that way then. Go on. Let's be normal for once. Cool. Boop. do. And then, because that's not going to be 12, is it? No, it's 24. H. Put it like that. Cool. We have our template. So we do say 1 iron, 1 copper, and then in fact, should I do a different design for steel? Maybe. I guess we will want stone / stone brick. Let's do something different for steel. It's supposed to be on the short and sweet side. Yeah, it's really cool. The picking mechanics, I mean, yeah, I'd say it's like you almost, and some of them you'd like, you know, it's getting to the stage. You know, I've only played Space Age through once, and I'm sort of in the, you know, I've just adopted. You know, that playing without them would be just horrendous now. It was one of the problems because I was doing the Farewell to Version 1 series, while at the same time having access to the, you know, the beta, and I was like. It was confusing the heck out of me. You know, those tiny, tiny little things. It's just like, wait, it does that? No, it doesn't do that. No, it does that. No, it doesn't do that. It's very confusing. Especially when so much of it is like embedded in my muscle. Cool. Give me iron, please. Look at all that iron. Excellent. We like that. Let's have a quick check on our neighbour. No, miles away. Excellent. Let's top this up then. No, that was the wrong one. 2 to 1 is a very, you know, a crude approximation of how much they need, but it does usually work. Excellent. 125 belt. That's good. And some inserters. Nice. Let's put, say, 4 in there. 4 in there. 2 in there, and 2 of them as well. Cool. Chug away. How many more bolts did you make? 15. Cool. In fact, can't we do an in fast one on some of these? Yeah. If we go... What are we doing power-wise? Oh, miles off. Cool. So if we put one in like that, you see, and then one in like that. Oh, wrong one. We wanted that one, and that one. There we go. And then that one too. Ah. Reap. Go. I had another poll go up today as well on the community board. That with an entirely predictable answer. It's basically which of the planets did you struggle with most? And I was only, I mean, none of my polls get that many votes because, you know. But it was clever by a long way. What's more interesting is absolutely no one has picked Volcanus. I mean, you were saying about... Oh, I put 4 stacks in then. They're doing the wrong button. About maybe making it a little smidge tougher. I think Volcanus, and I always had this feeling, was it was a little bit on the easy side, really. I get what they tried to do with the whole Demolisher thing. But I don't know, they sort of created a weird... It's like too tough if you're underpowered. But it's actually fairly trivial once you're powered up. And then added a mechanism, the railgun, where it's like, well, this just lets me delete them. You know, it's not even vaguely a challenge when you've got railguns. It's really tough to do. I mean, the only way I think they could really fix it, and I'm not sure they even need to bother fixing it, is by making, well, by reducing the damage buffs. I actually think a mod doing that would kind of make a lot of sense, because you can kind of overcome a lot of the challenges, you know, like the space platform design, you know, getting enough firepower on and all that sort of stuff. You can kind of overcome, you know, is it 30, I can't remember, it's 13 researches and yellow bullets take out medium asteroids. I can't remember what it is, but, you know, it's in that sort of territory of, well, if you're struggling, just do a few more of these infinite researches. And I think if you got rid of the infinite researches, basically, and you made it so it was capped at, say, 6, and there was no improvement for railguns or something like that, then you'd have a real challenge, basically, because particularly getting out to the edge of the solar system, you know, is no easy task. I think if you hugely limit the number of overhaul type infinite researches. Do we really need all that in there? I guess not. Yeah, 50. Excellent. Get them. Should we get a greeny research on the game? What would be good? What would be good? What would be good would be to get towards cars, so that we got a car and go build a car and go for an explore. What else would we need? We need Loggy 2, which is horribly expensive. I got a make Volcanus, Fulgor and Aquila as hard as Gleba mod would be great. There are other hardcore planet mods by ROC or Rock. Okay. I don't know if because people were like keen to start on, start on Gleba and start on Volcanus and stuff, weren't they? I wondered if they made it quite hard. Gleba still seems off to me. Someone pointed out in somewhere, I can't remember where, but that it's like so once Gleba just becomes a lot easier when you have stuff from other planets, and there's nothing kind of holding you back from getting them. So in particular, obviously, artillery is like just makes, or I found it anyway, maybe I'm some outlier or something, but just having the whole ability to just keep the pentapods away, just made it so much easier, to the point that they basically became irrelevant. Obviously you've got to set up your logistics infrastructure and blah 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 blah, but that's what we do in this game, So yeah, I sort of feels like some tweak is needed somewhere for Gleba. Not about spoilage or any of that side of it. It's more just the other planets are just too beneficial for, I don't know that Fulgora benefits really until you're sort of really getting into big production numbers from anything you get from Gleba, Whereas it's not the other, the other way around is not true. Having the, unless it's locked to, I can't remember if it's locked to the agricultural science pack anyway, but, once you've got the, what's it called, mech armor, that's really helpful because you can just, and it's a cheesing thing really, but you can just float, fly over the water, and kill the pentapods remotely. It just makes it so much easier. And I say artillery just makes getting rid of the whole keeping them away and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, and I say the reverse isn't true, because it's still the things you get from Gleba that feel a lot more like game. You know, the green belts and stack inserters are awesome. I really had a great deal of fun playing with them once I'd got them. I didn't feel like I'd missed out, you know, by getting them later. The problem with it really, and I don't think it's solvable, basically, is the thing. I don't think it's solvable because the thing that Gleba should be benefiting is the biological stuff. So oil, it should be, you know, changing the oil, how you do oil, you know. But it can't really, because oil is just this free, infinite resource on Nalvis, you know. So you can't really make it better, because more, you know, you just add a new oil patch, add more oil refineries, you know. Just solves the problem for you. So I haven't done the steel one yet, have I? But let's do that in a bit. Cool. So tidy all that up. We would need some irons and some cooper. Let's ghost these in. I think, you know, and I say I don't think it's a solvable problem, so it's not, and it's not a complaint. I don't mind, you know. I don't personally feel that all the planets being, or one of the planets being a lesser choice, as it were, is like that. It didn't bother me, and I do like the concept of the spoilage as a mechanic, and I kind of, I did basically solve it by brute forcing, you know, bots into it, you know, and just slapping down more bots if I was having trouble. But oh, there's a bit of copper there as well. That's annoying. Oh, so if that was coming up there, say we ended up with 2 of them. So if that was the copper, maybe we just do copper here first. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? So then we would need to split copper. That's too close. So if this was the, I haven't got any undergrounds. Hello, Nico, Nathaniel. Welcome. How are you doing? Okay. Oh, and the Enoch Priest RXN. The factory must grow game. Indeed. The factory is growing to make more factory. Yeah, Falgora is the least affected by going to other planets first, and Gleba is the most affected. Yeah, you've said it incredibly, incredibly well. Where I was using a million words. That's yeah, perfectly put. The Enochian Priest. That's a great username. Right. So if this was the copper, I think that's probably a bit close, isn't it? But because I need a splitter there as well. So we would need. No, I don't need. No, that is because that's the coal. Get myself confused. So if that's there, then that's like that. In fact, let's make it a bit more even. And then I guess, is that going to reach across? That'll reach across, perfect. So we can run that across there. And then we want to, because that's that, isn't it? So can I copy all of that up, or is that going to go wonky? So that's that bit. That's an underground. An underground. Could make that there. Make best use of that. So this is another copper line, coal mine. Need to have. Now, risks complaining. And then, so if we copy all of that, like so, and there as well. So we'll go. Let's say we'll go copper. Oops. Iron. Well, maybe stone actually there. And iron there. Cool. Hi. Hello, Nick. I didn't say hello before. Hello, Nicole. Nathaniel, welcome, welcome. Did you like Satisfactory last week? Yes, I did. Yeah, I have actually. I was a bit cheeky with the title of the stream because it gave an impression that I'd never played Satisfactory, but I have actually. I'd never finished Satisfactory, and I literally played it through once. Well, I didn't play it through once. I played it once, and didn't actually finish, sort of thing. So it's not. I didn't think it was too clickbaity, but. I say the title kind of gave me the impression that I'd never played it, and I'd never played 1.0, but I've not reached anything. I don't think anyway. It didn't seem any different for any of the early game stuff. I think it's more in the later game that it changes. But yeah, no, I did enjoy it a lot more. One of the things, I'll be honest, part of the reason I didn't play it was I was deep in the Factorio mines, but part of the reason I didn't play it is that when I tried to. It kept crashing and it was like really unstable, which was kind of surprising given, during, the early access, I hadn't had any troubles at all. But yeah, it was like really horribly falling over all the time. And so I was like, well, I haven't really got the time to do this anyway. It's not working properly yet. So let's put it on the back burner and pick it up when they've done a few patches, So yeah, but, I did, yeah. I always kind of the bit where I got frustrated, why I stopped before, was like the later game where they did say that they'd done this, that that they basically made it so that the production scale was like off the charts, basically, of sort of like produce thousands of these items that each take 20 minutes to make, sort of thing. I'm exaggerating, obviously, but they were like huge production challenges, but deliberately so. With the idea that people would then go, right, well, I'll just keep playing and I'll build a big factory and da 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 da. That's a little bit annoying that that's lined up there, isn't it? Can we punt it over? Maybe. But yes, I mean, I did enjoy it. I'm not saying, any of that was problematic. It's just to say it was a little bit of a cheeky title, maybe. I'm going to keep it going as well. I'm going to continue to be cheeky, which is in the spirit of the game, I think. But yeah, I did enjoy it a great deal. It was it is a fun game. I was a little worried because they did a video. I can't remember the guy's name. The other, the community manager that's left. Got a bit of an attrition rate there. I suppose it's like 6 years or something since they started. But yeah, now Snut's gone and Jace is making his own game. But I don't know, I was a bit worried he was sort of announcing that there's going to be loads of changes for the 1.1. It sounds like exactly the opposite, that it's it's not actually really changing a great deal from 1.1. 1.1 sounds like it might be preparing it for the expansion, basically, and also maybe doing the whole console. Introduce what they need so that they can make the console version work. Cool. Because that was the other problem I was having. I was I was playing it through, and every month or so, there would then be a new version, like update 6 and update 7 and update 8, and I'd be like, right, this has just completely changed everything, and now there's this thing in there, and I've got a load of extra things to build, and it was all a bit sort of complex, basically. Especially because there was a really big one that they did, and I can't remember what it is. It was like the... I'm not sure it wasn't pipes, that, you know... Was it pipes? I'm pretty sure that wasn't in when I started, and then it was at some point later on. But yes, an extremely long way of answering your question, but yeah, I did enjoy it. Need to actually build something vaguely resembling a proper factory tomorrow. I was glad, and I'm glad the humour's still there. I mean, I wasn't, I wasn't going in thinking they'd taken the humour out, but I know they did mention in one of the videos that they're thinking about going straight laced. That take the funny out of it, basically, which I'm really glad they didn't, because that was always probably the thing I enjoyed the most, to be honest with you. I think it's very kind of very well written from that point of view. Let's see, we need to bring a belt sort of somewhere there, don't we? But we don't want to go over that iron patch really, so cool. So let's take it on this side, maybe? That work? So if we were going down there. Not quite, maybe. Move it over a smidge, like so. Right, pop you in. I'm making. Okay, I was a bit worried because I picked up the actual smelters for the copper. Cool. So I've got a lot of iron, but you always kind of take it away and then realise you still need it. Let's leave it there for the time being. Put those on. Oops. Oh, that's a bit of tree. Don't worry, I'll have your long-winded explanations. Well, I'm glad you do, because it's one of the few things I can guarantee. I don't seem to be able to catch a break for making my next video. I said it last week, I got 4 scripts written. It's just because I was basically unable to speak without coughing, and my voice was all, yeah, which I don't mind for a live stream, but I don't want my video on the voice to be all like croaky, croaky, croaky. I think it sounds bloody awful. But oh, actually that's why. I was wondering why it was one off, but it's because there needs to be a line going up there in theory. But yeah, I was a bit sort of like, well, I need to wait until my voice is back, and then and things have been going wonky at work as well, and it's all a bit sort of like the universe seems to be piling up against me to like do the next video, I did a midweek poll, which was if I was to do a Patreon or like do the membership, would any of these consider? And I mean, it's only like I think it's 19 people have voted, and I was doing the maths on it, and it's literally there's like 3 votes for any of the options, and it's like maybe I won't bother. And like, what is it, 70% or something is like, no, I wouldn't do memberships, which is fine. I mean, you know, it's more a curiosity thing. So it's not like I need the money. It was just sort of the thing I'd quite like to do. Is like have a multiplayer server basically. Oh, well, I don't know what I'm going to do, am I? Because this is going to be the steel. So let's have a think how we might want to do that. And effectively, people would be paying for that with the Patreon, you see, or memberships or whatever. It would be a sort of a member perk, but then it's like it covers the cost of the server, if that makes sense. So if we were to do that as the iron, maybe. So then we would say have the... is that still in inventories? So if that was, say, your irons maybe, your second irons, and then that fed into a steels. I mean, we could do like a loop over the top, maybe? Yeah. Because we obviously don't really... Can't really support full belts of steel and all that sort of stuff. The steel thing was... It's been... I don't know. They really took that away, didn't they, with Space Age, I would say. Because you get, you know, separate productivity for it, and foundries are like massively productive on steel. I think that's one of the areas maybe where they kind of decided to really basically take the problem away. So if we have a splitter there, and then, but then the steel's all going to be on, that won't work, will it? No. We could do... What could we do? I think we'll just end up long-handing it. Yeah, let's not get too complicated with this. So we just have, say, more coal going up that way. And so it would be like, no, other way. Did it, and... So if that was also coal, we would want to split there still, like that, like that. Alright, because that's direct feed then, and then that's the output. And we are golden. Cool, how are we doing on pollution? This seems to be not progressing as quick as I thought it would. Oh yeah, we've run out of stuff, I bet. Let's go get some more. Oh, you're out of iron, are you? That's not very convenient. Not a fan of that. Lost me. Oh, there we go. Yes, iron. Cool. Always very satisfying when these you know, full up with stuff and you come along and you're whacking a great load of iron inventory. Let's put like that. So that's got 2 of them. So it's obviously not stopped on red. Can't do inserters, eh? And then 8 stacks. Yeah, enough copper. And then anything else? Let's grab them belts. Doing inserters. I guess I could bump that up. How are we doing power? Get that in there. That in there. Yeah, it'll do. Probably, though, double that up. Extra one on there. Even more iron. And then that was shorter on copper, wasn't it? Cool. Do your thing, please. Do your thing. So, we need a whole load of undies and splitties and etc. Let's just leave that for now. Expanding that up. I guess I should hand make a whole bunch of inserters. Cool, so they're making brick, they're making copper, they're making iron plate. Let's get a little bit of steel on the go as well. Doo-doo-doo. No. Actually build it, and it'll actually build. So one of them short. What's that? That's engines. So your loggy sticks 2. He's not doing anything. I guess it's just so expensive that it's not ticking up. Oh yeah, there we go. Tiny little green line. Cool. Come on. Started watching The Expanse on Amazon Prime because they've now taken it off, but there was a thing, basically it had it's leaving Prime, Amazon Prime in, I can't remember what it was like 2 weeks, and I was like, oh, I was going to give that a go and hadn't bothered. It's really good. I was I'm going to get the books as well because it apparently ends like before the books basically. So if I flip that round, I have to switch the inserters. But yes, it's things like that. It's like I've just not, you know, I've not watched any TV and all sorts of stuff like that. Or it's like, or you know, streaming or any of these types of things because my life basically last year was play Factorio. Certainly the latter half. Which I'm in no way in any shape or form complaining about, but it does mean I'm so behind on a lot of stuff that I normally do. I had to basically sit down on because I watch Formula 1 and follow Formula 1, and I kept having, because you know, big part of that is because my dad's a Formula 1 fan, and I hadn't watched the last like 4 races. Because I just didn't have time. They're all recorded. And so it's like I had to sit down because then I could actually have a conversation with my dad about the Formula 1 because I was just, I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's been going on. And yeah, it's all sorts of stuff like that really. Why are you not doing anything? Because you've not got any iron plate. Yeah, cool. So all of this needs scaling up, doesn't it? That's your problem. Not enough scale. Let's copy that in. Well, since I did one with a directive feed. One of the things I would say about it though, the title's a bit rubbish. They don't really tell you anything, The Expanse. What does that mean? It's basically a giant space opera, which is always good fun bit of science fiction. But yeah, so they then took away the whole, because it was basically saying that, you know, it was going to remove it from Prime, and then like yesterday I think it was that notification disappeared. So I now don't have to watch 20 episodes in a week. Oh. Let's just do a little bit more here, because what we obviously need is a lot more mining, really. There's no point kind of expanding this. Oh, and we're out of belt. Engine, excellent. Let's just make this all even. How many? We're gonna need more furnaces as well, aren't we? Oh, that don't work. Could I move that? I can. In fact, yeah. Let's just tweak that. The expense. There's a version 2. It was really good. The last season had a bit of Game of Thrones-itis. Okay. Do you mean version 2 of The Expanse? It's I don't. There's a season 2. I might say version 2 by accident. No, there's like 6 seasons, isn't there? Something like that. But yeah. Enjoying it so far. I say. There's like 9 books and like 9 novellas, because it's actually 2 people, I think, writing it, from what I can tell on the thing. But yeah, I'll get them basically as well. And if it's a bit rubbish at the end, then I'm sure that'll make up for it. But somebody said that it kind of just stops because the novels take a big time jump. They jump ahead like 40 years or something. So it's like, well. You'd have to like CG the actors or something rubbish like that, you know, to make it make sense, as it were. Because that's a big jump, you know. That's not a, you know, slightly grey hair type jump. That's you know, people's faces start to sag and all that sort of stuff type jump. Which I say as someone whose face is very much sagging. I don't have that thing making furnaces again, do I? Let's fill them in. We will go and... In fact, let's put some lights around. Have we reached our neighbours yet? No, we have not. Is it me or is that vaguely yellow? Looks slightly different colour. That's interesting. Probably just my monitor. Cool. Right. So we've got a full stack and 4 of ammo. So let's put 2, 3, 4 in there. How are we doing on all of this stuff? Plenty of red still. So I love a good space opera. I was a huge fan of Babylon 5. They announced, you know, before Warner Brothers started doing its whole thing, that they're going to do like a reboot, remake type of thing, and it was obviously J. Michael Straczynski writing it, because he has that. The rights on it are really weird with B5, who owns what and who can do what. But it all seems to have died because there was this whole thing of WB being bought and sold and split up and Discovery and all these sorts of things that I don't understand because don't watch American television, but I think it's died on the vine. It's a real shame. Always amuses me seeing people going on about well, not amuses me, but DS9 as being like some of the best Trek, and of course DS9 is basically well, not basically, it was stolen from J. Michael Straczynski. And I mean, he has, like, you know, evidence essentially, because he took the pitch to them, and it's all in his autobiography. He took the pitch to them, and they basically said, "Oh, it looks very interesting, you know, good luck." Sent him on his way, and then suddenly there's DS9, which is basically a carbon copy of everything he'd said to them. Don't know why I'm prattling on about television. Cool, so how many of these are we missing, if any? We need a bit up here, and I think we're done. Yeah, got some spare ones, in fact. Cool. I bet we're having, or close to getting power problems. So let's add in bit more of that. I guess we should still stick with them. And then we'll need a few pipes and some more power poles. Cool. Hello, Lapis on the Moon. How you doing? Hello again. I see you're playing 2.5D Factorio today. Indeed, yes, yeah. I can't remember whether you said you'd actually played Factorio or not. I know you're saying about having ADHD and, you know, struggling to concentrate on things. I'm not sure this. One of the things I would say about this game, I mean, it's one of the things I wanted to try and do in like a sort of, you know, like tutorial type series was kind of. I think the onboarding on this game and like the, you know, I know they've tried. Part of the problem, and this always, I can't think of a nice way of saying this. It always sounds really harsh, but it's basically because it's a whole load of programmers, and programmers, you know, aren't necessarily good at things like tutorializing and, you know, kind of explaining things. There's a bit of an element sometimes, and you get this, it's like software designers designing UI, as in proper software developers rather. Designing UI is never really a good thing. You need people who are, you know, specialist in that skill set to really do a good job, basically. Which I say is no way meant as any kind of criticism, but it does sound like one. But Satisfactory is more like a, and again, it sounds horrible, and I don't know any other way of saying it, but, you know, it's a game studio, you know, with people with those sorts of skills, you know. You know, so they have people who do writing and, you know, etc., as it were. So it's just nature of the beast, really, nature of the beast. I say, I do think this game does not do itself too many favours with its. It's like the usability. It's like not usability. What do you call it? Accessibility. You know, like you got, you know, fundamental thing. One of the most common things is, you know, red-green colour blindness, and your first two science packs are red and green. And I'm pretty sure the alphas are the same on them, so they're not even like, you know, it's not even different shades of grey if you're looking at it in, you know, grayscale. You know, and it's just like an easy solution to that is to make them different shapes, you know. So you've got the, you know, square science pack and the round science pack rather than just red and green. Okay, so I think that's some of the basic structure in. It's going to be a while before we go to Khan. I've never played this. I haven't. I've always heard of this and how in depth and good it is, though. I'm a programmer, but I don't program anything except useless things. It helps that Satisfactory used early access in the way it was intended and eventually came out of EA. I mean, constant feedback between updates and stuff. I mean, Satisfactory, I mean, Factorio was in early access for ages. I mean, literally, 7 years, I think, something like that. And they did. I mean, they used it. I mean, I would say to some extent, you know, there was a lot of lessons learned by the Satisfactory team on, you know, how to do the early access as well from Factorio. It's a bit of a masterclass in how to do it, if I'm honest. The trouble is, it's sort of not trouble, but it's sort of geared towards its audience, you know. So the Friday Facts videos, where the ones I used to do, not videos, the Friday Facts blogs. I mean, they were a lot less techy when they did the Space Age ones, but back in the day, they used to be, you know, regularly really technical. You're talking full on. This is how we've coded it type stuff. In fact, I seem to remember actual Friday Facts with code samples in them. You know, which, you know, if you're communicating to the average player, is just like gibberish basically. But yeah, I mean, Satisfactory, I would say, was better overall because it's more geared towards general, understandable, audience, and far more use of modern approaches like video and all that sort of stuff rather than a blog. But so it's all sort of reflective of the team and the audience and all that sort of stuff, really. But yeah, it's like one of the things with it, the big thing they did is like fix bugs and stuff like that, I think something, I don't know, it's always sort of fascinating because people, sort of bang on, don't they, about modern games are trash and they're all broken, and it's like, games like Satisfactory and Factorio, which are like kind of lauded for their, non-bugginess at launch. Well, certainly Factorio is and was. Well, they spent years fixing bugs, It's no wonder it's, relatively bug-free. If you spent literally years fixing the bugs, I think, can maybe squeeze that one in now. What's this going to give us? We're going to end up with a little bit of gap there. I can never remember how many it is. It's like 30 or something, isn't it, to fill a yellow belt? That's overlapping the cone. This was something that, so patches never used to overlap. When it was like the original versions, it would be a real rarity for patches to overlap, but now it's kind of like the default. I really don't know why. It just makes them annoying, in my opinion. I don't know. Strange thing to say, given I enjoy scrap sorting so much on Fulgora, but I don't know. It's like it seems to be a default thing that you will have two patches overlapping nowadays. Okay, so I can also get a few more up there. Oh, there's only one anyway. So put you, say, there. And then do that. Copy Same was good at communication. I think they had weekly streams too involving community creations and builds. Yeah, they did a lot of that as well. I say that was a really clever thing to be doing. It was very, interactive and kind of honest with it. They didn't tend to, if things weren't going to happen when they originally thought they were very open and honest that, well, actually it's going to be next month or it's delayed or what have you. That was a very good approach. There's a lot of risk in that, though. Sometimes if you are honest and it's a disappointing bit of news, people can get quite upset. But yeah, I think that was something they did really, really well. Okay, so if we can build the miners, then that'll get us, I think, about a copper-ish, close to. So then, how many have we got here? Let's see if we get, say, that maybe, and then there. Okay. I think they had weekly streams too involving community creations and builds. I chalk it up to, in part, due to their community managers. Factorio is like programming, but if you only program things that actually feel like progress instead of our jobs, where we code things that take ages and that no one sees. Yeah, it's one of the other. Well, it'd be generous to call it written, but one of the other videos I've got gestating away is because yeah, I mean the best comparison, is the whole Factorio is basically programming, but one of the things I wanted to do was kind of it sort of teaches you if you let it, which is an interesting way of putting it, but it also can kind of teach you, like, basically, what do you call it? It's not fault analysis, is it? But like project management, basically, because what you're effectively doing is you're going, right, what's the next task I need to achieve, and come up with a long-term plan and, a short-term plan, and identify the next steps and all that sort of stuff. And it's basically, project management in a sense. So it kind of... I wonder if I can maybe avoid blocking the path. Cool. So how many miners is that? That's got to be like 60. 98 loads. Excellent. What do you call it? It's not... I mean, it's failure mode analysis, basically, but that's not the right term. Oh, it's going to drive me mad, that. So put that there, maybe. Oh, the blue ones, things that are placed but not built. Yes, so these are blueprints, basically. So this is the blueprint. They didn't used to be blue. They were just like the same colour but off-white, but they kind of changed them. It's one of the quality of life improvements, so that you can tell, because it used to be a little difficult to see stuff. And a lot of people have argued. I think they've tweaked the blue. It doesn't seem as bad now. But people have sort of, made the point that the blue is a bit indistinct as well. It's certainly against certain terrain types. It's actually kind of difficult to see the blue. But yes, the blues are ghost items, essentially. So, it has a whole blueprinting system, which we'll get into at some point. But which I need to do for the, parameterization that I want to learn. But yeah, basically, those are ghost items, the blue ones. And you simply place them. It's just you hold down Shift, and you see it goes to the little ghosty eye there on the icon. And it'll place it down. It's because I haven't got them all. Basically, I've got 9 electric drills. I'm just planning out where I want to put them. And in the meantime, it's filling up all of my machines with iron, and then I can go and harvest that and actually build the things. Right, so if we balance all of them together, we would want a 4 to 2, I guess. So let's imagine that comes that way. In fact, no, let's not do it that way. Let's do it as we were, like so. In fact, I could probably get a few more on the go, couldn't I? Let's take it backwards, like so, and then back there. Did I make those power bars? I did indeed. Let's get those filled in. So yeah, I mean, all of these have like production rates and all this sort of stuff that it does tell you in tooltips and things. So, a belt in this, a yellow belt lose 15 items per second, for example. And, you know, these have a speed at which they produce stuff. And nowadays, one of the quality of life things they introduced is it'll actually tell you how many it's going to produce. It always used to just tell you like the rates. So a lot of things now it'll actually tell you, oh, I'm going to make 4 a minute, or 6 a second, or what have you. Which has made life a lot easier, to be honest with you. Did actually talk with Covrex about that, and it was no, it was cloning, right? But basically, the bit of resistance to doing it. Basically, they didn't kind of want to in a way, because the challenge of doing the maths was kind of seen as being, a fun part of the puzzle, as it were. But in the end, ended up doing it because it's just too complicated not to. And why have I put a splitter there? Yeah, too difficult to understand. When you've got alternate recipes and all that sort of stuff in Space Age. Put something there. Right, so how much stuff have we got? $50. Doesn't that mean, should I not have done... Oh yeah, we've unlocked it, I think, haven't we, the axe. Cool. And then let's start getting rid of some of this coal. Let's go and top everything up, because I think it's stopped again. I like just saying straight up that something isn't happening rather than being vague about it. Although they did that with pipes and then came out. So they're a bit trolly too, yeah. I kind of knew pipes had to be in it. And that was probably a bit of a troll, because it was like... you're very limited if you have no fluids in a game like this. Yeah, because... there's bound to be some form of oil because you need to make a plastic and da-da-da. So it just there's too many ways of too many opportunities for it to become very samey if you're doing the same stuff with always mining basically, rather than pumping fluids sort of thing. But yeah, they didn't introduce golf though, did they? Kind of. I think it would have worked quite well putting golf in the game. Hello Duty Hills, welcome. Hope you're doing okay. Factorio for me is just making a base and then optimizing it for the next few hundred hours indeed. And hello Gavel as well, welcome. What a big world indeed. Wonder if they got inspired by Satisfactory's building mode, where you can place a ghost in the building and nudge it in directions. Or maybe this came first, I don't know anything about this game. I think them not existing started out as true until it wasn't. Yeah, the pipes basically, yeah. No, I mean, this had blueprints a long time before. I mean, Satisfactory, yeah, well, with my understanding, they were extremely reluctant to put the blueprints in, and like genuinely, not just, we're going to have to put them in at some point. They didn't want to do it, but kind of, I think, got to a point where actually, yeah, we've got to put them in. But no, this has had blueprints for absolutely ages. And in various forms. You used to have to make blueprints in this. That was one of the earlier ideas they had, in that literally as in you had to so blueprints are just literally on this button here basically. So if I wanted to do a blueprint there, that's just copying that basically, and you would save it and a blueprint there and paste it down. The blueprint system in this is massively superior to Satisfactory's. I just got to, I don't think there's any doubting in that, because this just lets them... I mean, this still could do with some, like changes and improvements and stuff, but, you can put as many items as you want, basically, in a blueprint in this. Which, you know, is just better, fundamentally. Let's... No, we're nowhere near being bothered, are we? I was going to say, start putting some turrets down, but, I mean, they'll only attack when it gets pollution to them. Cool. Let's let that chug away then. What did we need? We needed more miners. In fact, we don't really. I could start making them. Belts. Let's fill in a few more belts. We will put in a few miners of these ones here, just so we can get a bit more on the go, I think. And then that maybe. Oops, that's the wrong way around. There. What we probably need is more. Yeah, let's put a bit more power on as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Am I going to risk taking... let's pull them up. So normally when you pull up your burner miners is exactly when you discover you need what they were burner mining. Okay, so let's take that round there. Don't like that. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Probably wants to be a second row, actually, of coal, to be honest with you, but leave it for now. I think I'm going to stick a balancer in there. Sorry, a splitter in there. Yeah, I'll do. Cool. How doing on time? 5:15. Okay. I was hoping we'd have a car and we could have a blast round and... there we go. There's oil. Cool. Okay, so we know where that is. And a big coal patch there. Nice. Nice. I don't mean the blueprints themselves, just the colour. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. That they probably did. Yeah. Certainly. Going with the blue, there's a button you can press when building. It places it in a blue state where you can nudge the buildings, but I think one unit in each direction and walk around it. Okay. So they can take your hands off the mouse. Not good at explaining things to no worries. Holograms, that's what they call it. Okay. Yeah, they did add a nudging in this. You didn't used to be able to do it quite so well, but with like blueprints. I wonder if I've got one I could just plop down. You can do, in this, you can do, have I got a tiled one? You do tiling, basically. The rail will be tiled, there we go. Oh, so you see the green outline there. Basically, if I plop this down, then it like locks it in position, and you can just, you know, and it's like perfectly jumps between because of how I position them. And then in this you can now nudge, and you didn't used to be able to. So if that was wrong, I can never remember the buttons because I never bother with it because what it's doing basically is this here is to do with like the positioning of the green box basically, and you see the little flag there. It's probably a bit small but that's basically set by these coordinates, and effectively what you're doing with the nudging is just changing those coordinates. But I think is it Alt? Alt is like the most used button in this, and I can't remember. Is it Alt? No. Control? No. Control Shift or something? Oh, no, that's the Super Force build. I can't remember what it is. There's like a nudge button. So I don't ever use it because I just go in and fiddle with those numbers basically. That's what that does. But that could well have been inspired by Satisfactory, because that's very much a new feature that came in. So what we need now, I guess, is a little bit of a manufacturing hub, a little mini manufacturer, and that will be a perfect opportunity to try out the old whatever it's called, the parameterisation of it. I think get some thinking going there, because part of the other reason for going Rail World was to avoid spending too many hours killing bugs rather than learning new stuff. Actually, where did I put that copper down there for that stretch? Oops. So that needs to hop over there. So these are in a horrible order now, aren't they? Okay. And in fact, really, that one should be a mix of stone. So if we go maybe there. No, that doesn't work, does it? That's silly. So if I do that, so there we go, gets us our first mixed belt. Cool. Let's put in. Oh, I'm out of line. Let's put in a little green circuit build. Little being the operative word. Where are we going to put this? If we go maybe... Let's see if I can do another different design to what I normally do. So we want... well... Maybe we could go... with copper... I'll end up with a lot of long-handeds if I do that, aren't I? That work? No, that's not going to work, is it? There, really. Trouble with messing about on new designs. When you've got something you know works. Cool. Okay, let's do something more how I would normally do it then. So I don't think we're going to have a lot of green circuits because we've not got really any production of iron and copper. So do a split there, like so. And then these will be wait, one there, one there. Oh. So no different to what I normally do at all. Perfect. So yeah, so for those unaware, I will be continuing. I started a new playthrough of Satisfactory last Sunday. I'll be continuing that. Continuing that on. In fact, why don't we put... We could do... yeah. Green circuits. There. And then... what do I want to combine with what? I guess we could put that together with a steel, couldn't we? For those that don't know, I'm doing like a... it's like a sort of a truncated sort of a bus thing. It's a bit sort of complicated to explain, but actually pretty... oh, that's not on one side, is it? Pretty simple when you... and that'll be on the same side. That's no good. So we would want it... would that be on the same side? Yeah, that'd be on the outside, wouldn't it? So we want it really on that side. And that. If in doubt, solve it with spaghetti. Cool. Yeah, so if we end up having a bit of green circuit there, so we've then got, we need to clean that up, take that out as well a bit. Come on. Cool. So we've then got the basics. We'll also have gears and pipes, which we could probably make all together, really. So if we go... oops. Boop, boop, boop. And then longhand these over. Oops. Like so. And then we could have them there. Make these the pipets. And these the gears. Pretty sure that's massive overkill. We won't be able to support that, but you know. Always looks better if there's more machines, even if you can't really support. Okay. Power pole in there, say. Doop-de-doop-de-doop. What an idiot. Oh dear. How about you put it on the correct side of the belt and then it'll work properly? Dear me. What? Oh, I didn't put the inserters on there. Let's get some lights on as well. There we go. It's starting to feel a bit more like home. Cool. Right. Still nowhere near impacting them. How are we doing on science? Looks like it's all stopped again, but with kind of a nice backup there. Let's see if we can get some more iron into. I've forgotten eating it. Cool. Let's go and chuck that in. We also want to put in another path, really. Oh. Let's put the path here. And then where does it come up? It's on that side. Oh, cheeky. That. What's there? Down. Parts are worth putting in there. It can feel like a bit of faff and messing about to do them, but the speed boost they give, especially if you've got like things that are, you know, built far away, is actually pretty significant, you know. It's not massive. What is it like? I can't remember. So you go that speed on the thing and then that speed So like that, and then... So it's not a massive boost, and I say that's only stone brick though. But you can pick it all up, you see. It's not permanently put down is the thing. So just slapping it down is actually a good thing to do if you're moving around a lot. So we've got ammo there. We're full up. We haven't done the next power armor, have we though? We do have a gun turret. Let's pop one in. Just so that we know we've got some protection. Gotta have some protection. In fact, let's move it up so it's next to the labs. Protect the science. We must protect the science. Let's do a chest of shame down here. In goes the pistol. I'm not anticipating dying a lot, but you never know. Oh, I never put those spoilers in, did I? Apparently you can now support 200 steam engine boilers with a single pipe now. Of course you couldn't get enough coal in. I think you need to use green belts or something to get the coal in. But yeah, apparently one pump can now support 200 boilers. Or something like that anyway. I didn't pay a lot of attention. I know it was some nutty number. Cool. It's all connected. So that's good. Let's take some more belt. And make ourselves some more machines. We need some more iron really, don't we? Hello, the new update patch are only bug fixes, or do you mean... Hello, Golden Wolf, 91. Do you mean today's patch, or... Oh, well, there wasn't one today. There was one on Friday, I think, wasn't there? There was... Or was it Thursday? I can't remember. There was a recent one. They did make some tweaks. I'm not sure I can bring it up in here, can I? No, I don't think I can get at the change log. But yeah, there were some tweaks, I think. There's one about RAM, which I'm guessing for blueprints, which I'm guessing is somebody's hit some kind of limit of like a gigantic blueprint that's basically crashed their machine or something because they've run out of RAM. Maybe they you know, they blueprinted an entire mega base or something. But yeah, there's some tweaks like that. I don't think it's anything major. I don't know if you mean version 2 overall. Obviously this is a fairly significant number of tweaks, but nothing that's really game altering apart from the rail. The curvature of the rail has changed from version 1. But old rail is still supported. It won't just break. It won't, you know, it won't disappear if you've not updated to 2. That will go away though. That support is going to be removed. There's no point keeping 2 versions on the go at once. You can still lay old rail as well if you've got bots. If you've reached loggy bots, then it will let you lay rail using your old blueprints. You can't hand lay it. You can't hand build the old rail, but you can plop it down with bots. Cool. So I think we got all the basics on the go. We need to rearrange these, I think, but let's kind of take this further over. I don't know why I did that. It's because I was talking about bots, I think. I've got to use the planner. Yeah, let's get rid of all this. I think what I'm going to do, I'll bring all of this. Yeah. Let's just extend that slightly. Let's bring all of this kind of this way. And I'll use this sort of space here to rearrange the order probably. But then if we go... Which way? If we do one of those snaky things that I was doing before, because they look really cool, and just sort of go up there. More biters up there. Still not hitting them, that's good. Yeah, let's do something like that. So, let's assume I rearrange it so that we have... Because we've got 5, haven't we? It feels like I've missed something, but I guess we could have a 6th one knocking about. Or if we add on plastic or something? Yeah, let's assume I rearrange them. Oops. And then we end up with my standard arrangement. Does that work? Yeah, because the reason I do it like that is we can build machines down the middle, all of the stuff goes along the side, and then a long-handed will enable you to pick out, basically. So that one goes to there, there, and there, basically, so you can get access to all 6 lanes and what's on them without too much messing about. You'd have to do a lot of undergrounding and stuff. Cool. So let's build a couple of things and then we'll think about... So how do I want to do this now? My old design... So what I usually do, basically, is I have a couple of assembly machines. Let's hook up some power. I'm kind of appreciating a lot of you probably know all this already. You've seen me do this before. But I typically do this sort of arrangement where it's... and with wooden poles, there's often a pole there as well to kind of plug the gap. But essentially it ends up being this repeated over and over. So it didn't quite work because that's, you know, wooden power poles don't reach. So at this stage, we would have a power pole in there as well. But that, I mean, that's still useful then. So you can make something there and feed it directly into another machine. Yeah. But you also then can have a nice... Oh, I haven't got any boxes. Nice little thing here. We go like that, and then that one there, and then that one there. And you put a couple of lights on, and it all looks nice and tidy and set up, and these connect into whatever they need to connect into, and all that sort of stuff. The problem is, it didn't work with quality. Now, obviously, we've not got quality in this game. I've not enabled that. Probably going to, well, might add it on after we've launched a rocket and stuff. But it don't work for quality because you're then putting everything into one box and it gets very messy, basically. So quality, you kind of need 2 boxes. You can do, you know, that essentially. And what you can do, it won't let me do it, but because quality is not enabled, so it doesn't have the settings, but basically there's a filter you can use that allows you to do normal quality and like anything above normal quality. If you've not been playing on that, don't know about that, but that means you need to have 2 places to put things. So it feels like I'm going to end up with like a more standardized build like that, and then I sort of lose some space efficiency, I guess. Because one of the things that you can do now as well, maybe I'm getting a bit far ahead and we should just build some stuff. But one of the things you can do now is you can get the logistics thing to set the recipes. And like switch on and stuff, read ingredients, read recipe finished, read working, all these sorts of things. And that allows you to control stuff in the logistics network. And like control inserters and but we haven't got any of that stuff yet. Would I want parameterization at this stage normally? Are they? Is it rotationally symmetric? So if I do, it is, isn't it? If I do that. Because what I could do is almost have that like be the module. Because what I normally do, you know, I hook these up. This is why I want to work out the parameterization, because I usually hook these up to either both of, you know, or one of the circuit network and the logistics network, and I end up having to manually set like everything. So eventually, logistics chests, if you've not encountered them before, you can do like filtering on them and get them to set, you know, by hooking them up to machines, you can get it to automatically set the request. And what I want to do is something with combinators where it multiplies that by a factor so that it brings in more stuff and bots deliver it, and it all gets automated and very, very nice and easy. But I end up doing a lot of stuff manually, and what I quite like is, well, let's give it a go. Let's just do one. So if we do that, right, then if we hit this button, as I understand it, name, okay, but we can turn this into a parameter, ingredient of. If I call that, then say, so this would be what it's making. What would be a good name for that? So it would be like product or something. This is like more advanced, I think. So if we do that, you see, then it creates a generic item. And so when we plop that down next, so if we plop that down there, it then asks us what we want to build. And it's the same, basically. So when Loggy, you know, I filter logistics chests and set recipes and stuff like that, that same parameter would apply in all the same places. So where I'm setting the, you know, machine to do electric mining drills, it would also then set the chest and set any filters on it and da 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 da. So that's kind of why I want to get the parameterization, so that it just asks me what I want to do, and I don't have to open the machine and open the chest as well, and da, 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 you know, it just reduces the amount of faffing. But it can do like chains of inserters as well. So for example, well, that's a bad example because it's on the bus, but that one's a good one. So stone furnaces are required as an ingredient for the boiler. So if you assume you've got pipes just on your belts, then you can have two machines. In fact, let's try and do it. So if we just set that for there like that now. I'm obviously going to have to hand build all of these, but if we do say, you know, a machine, where would it be? So actually let's do it as a separate kind of construct, I guess. So it would be what? So if it was a machine there, say, but then we would want it to go in, wouldn't we? So we would want a chest of stone furnaces, you see. And that's what I'm saying, because you set the filter on this, basically. It doesn't have it, you know, because it's a wooden chest, but it would eventually. And like this, you can connect it up to the network and say, don't make any more if there are X number in. And I can set all of that at once, basically. That's what I believe is possible. But I don't know. And I don't know how to do it. So if this was then a boiler, then if we did a blueprint of that, parameterized this, there you go. So you've got two things now. So you've got your what would we call it? Maybe feed in or something like that. And then this is like the product. What does the ingredient make then? What does that parameter button do? Can't we set, I think we can set that so that that's, can we, yeah. So if we say it's a parameter, They both are. But that's an ingredient of one then. Is that right? If I take that off, what does it do? Ingredient of... So what happens there? So if I pop that down... So is this asking me for the first one or the second one? So if that's the boiler... Ah, it's worked. No, it hasn't. Because it's done a pipe. Huh. How would I get it to force it to be that one then? I wonder why it's done a pipe rather than... I guess it's indeterminate, isn't it? If we were to add a second one on, let's do a new one. What would that look like? So, in other words, if this was like the pipe, and that was like the one there, then we would directly feed that in. So if we did a blueprint of that, parameterized it, so then those are both ingredients of this one. No. So I don't know how you set this to be. So those are ingredients of that. So if we just... I wonder if I can get away with not calling those anything. I can, okay. So if we was popping that down new, and we said make boilers. Okay, so it's smart enough to not... Is that because that's listed in that order? Yeah. So it's listed in the order of pipe and then stone furnace. So when it's saying, right, well, what have I got to put, you know, what are the subcomponents of this? Then it's that one, isn't it? That one first and then that one second. I'm guessing there's no way of working around that. I mean, that's not a problem. It doesn't... I just... And I don't... it makes sense. I don't know how you would get it to be... You know, pick the particular one in the list, if you see what I mean. Okay, so let's just go with... the simplest one. What did I end up with? Is it that one? We could use that one, couldn't we? So the idea with this parameterization is it basically lets you do a generic build, and then, you know, you can build what you want, as it were, and or set what you want to build at the time, basically. So if we do say, I wonder if maybe I add on, if we make the standard thing slightly different to that, but let's do this one for now. So we go, we want them. Oh, it's only done one. Why has it only done one? What have I done there? Oh, because that's a feed in, isn't it? So that's not the blueprint we want. These are not the blueprints you're looking for. We want to do that. And then we want to have a couple on either side, I think. Yeah, so if we make this our generic, you know, whatever machine. Get your tongue in here. So we go like that. and then we parameterize it, and we say this is number 1, or this is number 0. No, so it's 0 counting, because, you know, programmers. That's the type of thing, as I say. It's like, you know, going way back to earlier on, where I was like, it's you know, a game made by programmers without anyone really coming along and going, but why would you start counting at 0? Well, that's because that's what you do in programming, you know. 0 is the first in the list, as it were. So maybe I could just call that left and that one right, maybe? I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Cool, so that then is our generic one. So if I pop that down, it should ask me to... Oh, there we go. So then we would say, first one is, say, minus. And the second one is, say, assemblers. Cool. I like it. I like that you can do the dependent ones, but it feels like they're going to need to be specific things. I guess I could see if I can genericize them. You know, that's got 3 inputs, but one of them's iron plate. Not sure about that. Not sure about that. Okay, so let's actually sort of build some of these, shall we? And yes, it's got the capping in, you see. So it'll only build so many. Nice. What order do we want them in then? So iron plate is probably going to be one of the most heavily used. And gears and pipes and that is often quite heavily used too. So if we maybe think of, let's see, maybe we make that one the steel and green circuits, and then we kind of just need to swap these over really. So this would be copper, and then if we do a 1D there. Okay, so if we make that the gears and pipes there, so it's only one we've had to swap around. Isn't it? We are out. We are out. So you need do's, and do's. So you need that one, and that one, and that one. Same with you. Same with you. That one and that one. So next one then, what do we want to put in there? Let's do repair packs and what? And pumps. Oops. Oh, we're out of light. Cool. Oops. Let's go and get some more felt. End inserters. Oh, I've only got 9 of them. Okay. I didn't bring the iron plate with me, did I? Oops. And you need gears and green circuits. Oops. And you need gears and iron pipes. Let's, since we've not got them, let's put some lights on. Oh, those need copper cable, okay. So if we do those on the right, and then what can we put on the left there? Maybe we do some steel chest? No. No, that's a bad choice. We do, maybe we do wood, no, that wouldn't work. We're done repair packs. Guess we could do boilers. That'll work. Okay. And then, because we need a machine here. Just doing copper cable then. And we can also put that into wooden power poles. So if we don't, I keep doing that, don't I? So we do that. Then the left one can be wooden power poles, and the right one let me think. We could do the stone furnaces there, that would work, because then I can make this. That can be just a box of wood. Why aren't you going in there? Oh, because it doesn't exist. It's a ghost. It's a ghost is what it is. Nice. Oh. Out of machines. Good thing we got a machine making machines. No. Oh. Iron. Yeah, so this needs to be carbons. And it needs to have the old Cooper. And what do you need? You need iron plate, gears, and so this is one of the most satisfying building phases of this game, I would say, where you basically everything just takes the same handful of ingredients in slightly different ratios, so it's just really easy to build everything basically. So you've got wood for wooden power poles, you've got that, so you need green circuits, no, and you need iron plate. Oh, that probably needs bumping up, and then we put that there, because then, in fact, if, no, put that there, because then what? Yeah, we do that. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. If we do the left one again, is that one, and the right one is that one, and then we can just say get rid of that, move that over, put the light in. Bring these further down. Cool. So, what are you? You're stone brick, aren't you? Okay. Oh, I put that exactly where there's no power pole, because I'm a genius. Oh, it didn't reach anyway. Oh well. Let's go with a tidier version then. Well, so that make them, and then you need pipes as well, yeah. Cool. Little Millie Mall on the go. Oh, it's 6 o'clock. Okay. I don't think we made too bad progress. We could set up engines, maybe. So that we can make a car. What else would we want to put on the other side of that? So, engines are just steel, aren't they? Yeah. So we could have engines on the left. And I guess we would want something like trains, but we haven't got trains yet. Does anything take engines yet? Can I go to Factorio PD without breaking anything? Pumps, we could put pumps in. Oh no, we haven't got fluid handling, have we? Pumps would be a good one though. I guess we could leave it empty so that we can do flamethrower turrets. That's not a bad shout. Or pumps. Yeah. If we just leave that empty. Unless I can do pumps? No. You just let me set one? Oh, you will. Oh, and then I could change the rest. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, let's get some engines on the go. Oops. Steel, gears, and pipes. Doop. And doop. Cool. So, automobilism. Is it 20? No, it's only 8. Okay. Have I got steel and iron on me? I've got steel, not so much with the iron. So if it's only 8 engines, we could get a car, I think. How am I doing with power? I'm okay with power. I mean, this is, you know, pathetic level of production for what we want, but that's fine. Just thinking, I could put in place a little area here, couldn't I? Where I basically put in all of the bits we're making that we might want. So we'll put, say, that one there. And a bit of copper. Let's just let that chug away and put a load in. A couple of stacks of copper. And then probably better off putting pipes and that here. Here's... Oh, oops, pipes. Single stack, single stack. Green circuits as well. Oh, not got any boxes. Oh, we could put boxes in, couldn't we? I messed that up. Oh. This one here could probably more sensibly have been boxes. Oh well. Yeah, they seemed yellower to me for some reason. I don't know. Okay. I like to use the lights to basically say, this is where this is. You can find it here. So if we do... I don't know, one there and one there. So this would be... We don't need a filter. But that could be the steel. Steal some steel for me. Just a stack. A couple of stacks. So that's starting to get those mining drills we need. What are you waiting on? Gear wheels, okay. That's fine, you're forgiven. A full stack of all sorts of bits and pieces now. Look at this. Cooking on gas now. Lovely. We didn't need any more furnaces, did we? 8 engines. We can make a car. Can we? We can if we look in the right menu. We've got tons of coal. Oop. I never change my character colour. I always forget to do that. Let's go with... What do we want to do? Maybe... sort of a turquoisey colour? Is that turquoise? I don't know. Cool. Fuel in. Let's go get some ammo. Let's lay a path down so we're not going super slow. Oops. What was I after? Ammo. Oh, only got, okay. Not anticipating killing anything just yet, but also a good chance I'll just crash into something. Cool. So, I think that's it for today. Made pretty good progress. Let's hop in and colour my car. There we go. I think we're doing okay. Next time we will pick up, obviously, next Saturday. And we already know where our first oil is, which is quite nice. I'd sort of assumed that that would be miles away on a rail world, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. But first thing next time, we will go on a bit of a drive just to explore around and see where our next proper patches are. Because these are reasonably sized, but, you know, excuse me, they won't hold out for long. We do have the advantage that the biters will not expand, so this is just going to sit here. But these guys are also fairly close to getting pollution now, so it might be worth just negotiating some land rights with them. And as I say, find our next patches and start making some rails in our rail world. And get some stuff moving. Obviously, I need to build all of this out and what have you as well. Where I've laid in the blueprints, basically. Cool. So, that, as I say, is it for today. We will put the schedule up. I will pause that. I need to save it and give it a name, sorry. V2 and 1. It's interesting they gave it, so you can now do like folders. You can't see it because I'm on the other screen, but you do folders in and out, but you can't actually add a folder. So you do like all your saves and things, but you've got to go into the actual save area and actually put the actual folders on, which that's strange. Yeah, I don't know why they don't just added a button to add a folder. Maybe it wasn't possible, I don't know. Cool. So, yes, that's it for today. I say we'll pick up next Saturday, and that's the schedule for a while now. I can usually play the base game through pretty quickly, so we won't be doing too many streams. But what I'll probably do is add on. Well, I would definitely add on elevated rails once we've done a few rocket launches, and I'm happy that it's a functioning base, and I've done all of the basic parameterization ideas that worked out how it all works, sort of thing. Particularly around trains. I'm very interested in doing trains and interrupts as well, because that's another part of it that I just didn't really touch. I'd quite like to do, being a rail world, we're going to need to do a lot of rail, and so I would quite like to do the whole parameterized and what do you call it? Interrupt based rail system, where we have all of the trains are just generic trains, and then they acquire whatever they're going to do based on whatever station they're being told to go to. So we're going to have to mess around with circuits and all sorts of stuff. And so I think I can parameterize a lot of that as well, so that we can just automate it all, and it's all just generic, and we have one blueprint, we stamp it down, and it just sort of sorts itself out. We'll have to see how well I can do with that stuff. But yeah, that's kind of the type of thing I'm hoping to really learn with this, because there's not the distraction of foundries and EMPs and other planets and and I can just focus on these new version 2 features they've added. The other stream that I'm doing, the other series I'm doing, is Satisfactory. Huge amount of fun that last week, and we're about to do. I've done my best. I don't know, it's speedrunnery type stuff, but I've done my best to blast through, the first couple of researches on the first couple of tiers, so that we're in a state where I'm going to start building an actual mini factory, and I need to work out how to align to the world grid. I think you hold control. I think that's the thing for doing it, but I need to check, and then we'll get it all aligned. And I don't know how long that base will last, but yeah, that's sort of the next phase, is to actually build something that looks a bit more like an actual factory and that is actually more productive, so that we can start pushing on into the new stuff, because I've not reached anything new, I don't think, yet. So yeah, so that'll be tomorrow, and the pattern will be the Saturday Factorio, the Sunday Satisfactory, for the foreseeable future, basically. If you are new here, if you're new to YouTube, then you do have the option of watching on Twitch as well. If you're new on Twitch, then you also have the option of watching on YouTube. I use Restream to stream to both simultaneously. Socials, if you wanted to follow me on the Blue Skies or the I guess it's X's now, rather than Twitter. But those are the links there. I basically just post to say when I'm going live. I don't really do a lot of social mediaing. There is also a Discord, if you wanted to join that as well. It's not active. I'm not massively active on Discord. I'm still investigating, thinking about doing memberships and stuff. The idea on the YouTube channel is that I would do YouTubes, and then there'll be tiers. I will start making videos again. As you can hear, my voice is now recovered. I'm not a Mr. Phlegm as I was all this week, and it was all really rather horrible and disgusting. So I will start recording those new videos, and those will obviously go up on my YouTube channel. And the idea will be that I'm going to do an early access tier where you can see those videos early. Not that I produce a lot, but it's not going to be that expensive as a membership. It's more conceptual and learning how it all works and stuff. But there'll be an integrated Discord, is the idea. Maybe as a higher tier membership, I'll do a server, and then we'll do member streams, and I'll basically play on that server. It'll be Factorio, I guess. That's what I'm known for, really. But we could do things like Satisfactory as well, I guess, because that does multiplayer. And the idea would be higher tier memberships would be that, and effectively that will pay for the server. It's not really meant as a profit driving thing, but yeah. So that's all of my stuff. So if you are new here, and you wanted to catch up, there are VODs on the YouTube of like dozens of series of Factorio, Satisfactory, Tectonica, which is another game I want to get back to, Dyson Sphere Program. I'm sure they'll do a big update at some point in the near future, and we'll play that again. So it's all sort of building management, that type of stuff, as VODs, as well as a whole series of videos I did, in particular looking at, I was speculating about the Factorio expansion, when it was in when they were doing the Friday Facts, and that was an enormous amount of fun. That I know a lot of people enjoyed those videos. I used to enjoy making them as well, so I really want to get back to that. Cool. So hello, Emil. Control does align to the world grid. Thank you very much. I will make sure we are aligned then. But yes, welcome and goodbye, I guess, and thank you for that. Cool. Yes. So I think that's everything. I'll be back tomorrow. It does feel like I've forgotten something. There was something I was going to say. No, I think it was about the memberships that I was thinking about doing that. If you've got any thoughts, pop onto that poll on the YouTube and give me your reactions. Cool. So if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.